Good evening, stock traders, and welcome to Stock Traders Talk Radio here on a beautiful Thursday night, July 12th, 2012. I am your host, STT. Joining me on tonight's program, I have Stock Sumo.
Hey, good evening, SCT. How you doing?
I am fantastic, sir. How about yourself?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
That is good to hear. Also, joining me on the program tonight, I have Mr. Cup.
Hey, evening, gentlemen. How are you?
Welcome back to the show, sir.
Well, thanks for having me.
It's been a long hiatus for you.
It's been a busy time, that's for sure.
Yes, we all know that. All right, tonight we have an exciting CEO interview for you lined up, but don't forget, STT Radio, the morning show, airs 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, right here on Investors Hub under the Hot Then Auditorium tab. That's where you'll find us. Now, doing tonight's interview, we have Mr. Kopp. Mr. Kopp, take it away, sir.
Thanks, Mike. We're here with Mr. Gordon MacKay and Mr. Jason Watson. Gordon MacKay is the CEO of Green Energy Solutions, Inc., stock ticker GESI. Mr. Watson is the CEO of Nrefco. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thank you.
I really appreciate the fact that you've come back on the show to give our listening audience some key information. So what I'd like to start off with is what are you bringing to the table tonight for our listeners?
Well, today, this is Gordon MacKay talking right now. Wanted to announce that Nrefco and ourselves, Green Energy Solutions, have actually gone into a term agreement for financing our project in Alberta, the waste-to-energy project using railroad ties as our feedstock. And it's in the process, and it's taking a lot longer. We figured it was going to be a month ago, but it's been a good wait, a long process, but it's going to work out very, very well for Green Energy Solutions and Nrefco and all the shareholders.
I remember from the last interview when we talked about a lot of different pieces about that, how that was a huge milestone for your company. It's got to be exciting times for you right now.
Oh yeah, totally. The best part of this whole thing is this funding that Jason has found, and within Nrefco. And Nrefco has brought us the technology and the financing. So I've got to put my hands together for Jason, doing his major part in this business venture.
Excellent. Jason, can you elaborate for the audience of exactly what you brought together in the project, if you will, and how that applies?
You bet. This project has been one that has been very exciting to work on. A lot of the parts and pieces were already there together. Of course, they were missing funding, and they were trying to select the correct technology, which we discussed the last time we were on. And that has all been defined. The parts and pieces for putting the technology and the funding in place has been defined, term sheets together, and now there is an opportunity for GESI to receive its funding based exclusively on an equity partnership in the project itself without taking any stock in GESI's public company. And it's a mutually beneficial relationship where kind of a win-win, as they say. So we're in the mode of putting that together. The parts and pieces are in place, and the process is moving forward. And we hope in a very short amount of time to be able to make the announcement that the funding has begun with their first draw and move forward. Got the engineering teams and manufacturing lined up, ready to go. The plans and everything for the system are being designed, and all preparations are ready for funding.
You said a key point where you're keeping to your goal of not using shares for a lot of different things, especially from this aspect. I mean, that's I'm sure that's just a huge development for you to keep to that.
Oh yeah, no, that's exactly what's happening here. Is in this partnership they're taking just a small portion. I mean, I don't know if we're allowed to right at the moment say percentages. I don't know how you feel about that, Jason. I mean, it's pretty much written in stone. It's in our benefits, but they are taking a percentage of the project and not in Green Energy Solution. So shareholders will not be diluted, and it's all with the project.
Excellent. What amount of funding are we talking about here?
The total is $45 million.
You can do a lot with $45 million.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now
we're going to build a plant that's going to prove to a lot of people that this waste, railroad ties, and other waste streams actually do work at a bigger scale. 200 tons a day, which is that's a big pile of railroad ties a day.
Well, one of our goals from the beginning has been that the project has legs and stands on its own 2 feet, not to dilute the stockholders, and also not to rely on incentives from the government, although those are also available, but to have a technology and a funding vehicle that allows for the project to stand on its own.
Absolutely. If I remember correctly, I think we discussed a lot from our previous interview about developing and maintaining the business plan and the goals, the milestones, the events, etc. I mean, this is right in line with your business plan that you talked about on the last interview. Am I right on that?
Yes, that's correct. We'll go back a little bit here. We've got a few government grants from Alberta Energy, and they've helped us start this venture. They gave us a grant for the pre-feasibility study, and the last one was for the feasibility study, make sure this is feasible. And we've looked at electricity from all different types of oils, and we still figured number one is the right to electricity. But it's going right along aligned with our business plan, and it's working out really good.
Excellent. Jason, regarding the you kind of touched on some of the pieces of where you're going, what you're doing, and the financing and all that other stuff. Do you want to elaborate on anything associated with the project itself as far as the deal that you can? And I realize that some things you can't discuss, and I'm not going to push you to discuss those. When you're at initial announcement of something as big as this, you definitely don't want to hurt anything or damage anything that's going to happen over the course of the next month or so. But can you elaborate on anything?
Yeah, absolutely. And you're right. There's a lot of things while it's being put in motion that we want to make announcement at appropriate times. But this project is it's going to be a very strong project. The technology manufacturer and engineering team are excited to work on it. One of the best things about it is that it does have a consistent source of feedstock. Obviously, the relationships for that are conducive to the bottom line as well. But the fact that it's a consistent source of a high BTU value will avoid any peaks and valleys. Everything's going to be strong, 24/7 power output, which is very, very nice. We also, with the same technology, can use other types of waste in terms of MSW or medical waste, certain forms of hazardous waste, and tires. But this particular project, in the beginning at least, is standalone on that feedstock, and it makes for very, very nice consistency for output. That BTU value of the railroad ties are higher than generally you get from MSW and some of the other feedstocks as well. So the output should be very strong, and we're excited about it. The team that's involved, that's in place on the manufacturing side, we're dealing with a very large, well-known manufacturing company that's actually building everything on site and testing it in Oklahoma before it's commissioned and set up in Alberta. We've got a large EPC contractor that's international in scope that's also doing the bonding, and then Siemens is actually creating the energy side and providing the turbines and helping with assisting us with that into the process. So we've got a very robust team, a lot of heavy lifting to be done, but we got the right people in place, and everybody's ready to go as soon as the funding's available.
Absolutely. And Gordon, with the, I remember talking numerous times with a lot of different things, and getting to this point for the plant build out has always been that let's get over this hurdle and get to that next level to where the vast amount of revenue streams can be generated from that. I mean, tell me where your head's at and what you're thinking about finally getting here with this.
Well, Jason had hit it right on the nose. We first of all got to get this financing started, so the engineers and everything get up there and get this thing built. And we predict within after it's built the first year that this is going to be a huge revenue stream for Green Solutions. And it's an ongoing process, but it's on paper it looks really, really good and promising for everyone that's involved, from shareholders and REPCO and the finance group that have agreed to finance this project.
No, it's definitely, from the sounds of everything you're saying, it's win-win when you're able to do a project without obtaining funding from within, if you will, by selling shares and those type of things, to where a percentage gain of revenues and percentage of a project are split, and you're able to recoup revenues into the public entity. I mean, that's huge all the way around. I'm just, and I don't want to put you on the spot. I'm just trying to, if I was a shareholder of Green Energy Solutions, I'd want to try to understand how excited I'd be over this, or how much is this impacting my investment? I guess that's probably the best question to ask.
Right. Well, the best part about the whole thing is the shareholders will not be diluted with this financing. And that is the key. I mean, the key is to keep the shareholders happy. Once they know that this project is going to be equity on the project itself and not dilute the heck out of Green Energy Solutions, I think that's what a lot of people have been waiting for, to find out if that's the way it's going to be financed. And this is one of the big parts that we're bringing up right now is the shareholders will not be diluted at all. And the percentage of the project we're giving up for that $45 million, up to $50 million, by the way, it's way in Green Energy Solutions' favor. That's pretty much what I can say. I'd love to give a percentage, but it's written. It's in how do I say it? I mean, it's in terms. I can't imagine it being changed, and I don't want to get them kind of mad if I do say it.
No, and believe me, I understand that, and I really appreciate the fact that you guys came on the radio, and you may have came on a couple weeks too early, which is I'm okay with. However, it's I think it's really a huge testament to both of you that you value your shareholders to that degree that you want them to know what you're doing and which way you're going. And the part that impresses me most is it's not getting the financing. It's the fact that what you guys said you were going to do months ago is what you're doing, and that carries a lot of weight with a lot of people, because delays happen, things happen in anything in business. But if you stay true to your goals and the business plan, and this is the model that we're getting to, with slight adjustments, when those obstacles arise, it shows the mettle of both of you, to tell you the truth, and that people believe in that, and people will hold true to that, and they'll support you as long as you keep driving forward. And I can't say enough about that. I mean, that's my hat's off to you for that, and I really look forward to, over the course of the next few months, of hearing all the updates of what's happening up there and how you guys are doing. I'm at a loss because I don't really know what to ask you next without actually going into something that you probably can't tell me. So how about if I just ask you this? Is there anything I did not ask you that you're able to elaborate on, or you would like to?
Nothing on this end. We've covered everything that we wanted to at this time, except for within a couple of weeks. I'm sure we'll be back on with full names, descriptions, percentages, and what everyone is really looking for. Except I know they're in our favor. I mean, I can't stress enough how excited I am, and I know we jumped the gun just a tad, but I know everyone's been patient waiting, and we just couldn't wait another couple of weeks. We want to keep this updated as much as we can.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything to add there, Mr. Watson?
No, I'll just reiterate what he said. We want to make sure that everyone has good, clear communication as best as we can offer, because that's more important than anything, is to make sure everybody's on the same page. They understand that we're moving forward according to the business plan, and that we have their interest at heart. And I think that they'll be pleasantly surprised when we make announcements in the next few weeks.
Excellent. Well, gentlemen, I really want to thank you again for for taking the time out of your busy day to believe in Stock Traders Talk Radio to make a major announcement. We definitely don't take that lightly, and we consider that a huge honor. And we appreciate the fact that you chose to use us for that announcement. And we really appreciate it, and we really look forward to you coming back on at a later date, and we can discuss in detail all the different specifics. And at that point, I'm sure I'll have hundreds of questions for you at that time. All right.
Perfect.
Thank you very much, and have a great evening.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
That was Mr. Gordon MacKay, the CEO of Green Energy Solutions, Inc., and Mr. Jason Watson, the CEO in REFCO. Green Energy Solutions, Inc., stock ticker GESI. Wow, Mike. Amazing. Wow, Mike. Amazing.
Wow. All right. That was very interesting stuff there, Mr. Kopp.
Oh, it is. I mean, they're doing, like I said, I mean, the business plan piece, when you follow the business plan and you do go through the steps and you reach those gates and milestones, it's a big deal. I mean, it really is. Now, granted, I'm looking forward to when they come on next time, because, I mean, that should be a substantial stage with it. The thing that's interesting, too, is, and I kind of want to just kind of talk about this for a minute, I know a lot of people that are trying to get loans and try to do certain things for their business and all that, and they're not able to get it. Mm-hmm. And the approach they took with this, with it's a project for a percentage of the project, and and he sat there and said it's in the benefit of the shareholders, which that tells me it's greater than 50%, whatever that is. So hopefully that will be the big announcement, that they'll come out and say exactly what that is. But people don't put that type of money in stuff that they're not going to make a ton of money from. So it's amazing. I mean, I really like what they're doing. I mean, I've always liked that story that they have, because I think over the course of the next 3, 4, 5 years, we'll be looking back at this in a lot of ways. We're like, hey, those guys are on the radio. I mean, I really do. I just think they really have a possibility to go pretty big.
And as a shareholder, you got to take away the fact that he stated, I think, numerous times that there'll be no dilution because of this deal. It's an equity financing, so I mean, you can't really beat that. I mean, obviously the financiers saw the potential in the project and are willing to put up $45 million. So interesting stuff there. Wait to see what happens in the future, that's for sure. Sounds like he'll be back on the radio not too long.
Nope. Sounds like it. I'm looking forward to that. I'm thinking, just me guessing, I'm thinking probably like 3 weeks, if I was, to pick it.
3 weeks sounds about right to me too. Well, we'll keep in touch and see what's going on, and take it from there and announce it next time they're coming on. It was very, very good interview, Mr. Kopp. Very well done. Suma, you have any comments?
No, great job. Well done.
Yeah. Very well. Okay. Well, we're going to wrap up our show tonight a little early. We hope you enjoyed the CEO interview. If you missed any portion of tonight's interview, you will be able to listen to it approximately 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Investors Hub under videos and then market commentary. For all the investors out there thanking us, you're very welcome. This is what we're here for. This is what we try and do for all the investors, all the companies out there. Come on STT Radio and talk to your shareholders. Nothing better. Mr. Kopp, Mr. Sumo, you all have a good night. This is Stock Traders Talk Radio, wishing everybody the best in all your trades, and may your portfolios always be green. Thank you for listening to Stock Traders Talk, and we are out.
Thank you for listening to Stock Traders Talk Radio. All views and topics talked about on Stock Traders Talk Radio is solely for entertainment purposes. We are not professional financial advisors and always recommend you seek the advice of a professional financial advisor. Never invest in any stock featured on our show unless you can afford to lose your entire investment. The information contained on our show is based on sources which we believe to be reliable, but is not guaranteed by us as being accurate, and might not be a complete statement or summary of the available data. Stock Traders Talk Radio advises that the investments in companies profiled are commonly considered to be high risk, and use of the information provided is at the investor's sole risk. Thank you for listening to Stock Traders Talk Radio.